Done. Okay. So you mentioned you just start to read the book. What book is it?
Yeah, I don't know the name in English, but it's like a mystery book, uh, detective, like a detective, a Japanese mystery, gram books of Ayasuchi. Yeah, so mostly for entertaining.
Really entertaining? Can you explain further how is that entertaining to you? Don't get me wrong, I'm not joking. I really like detective books. So I used to read
Yep.
my my relative sister. She gave me I forgot the name, but we more read in the book about crime in Chinese. The book that I read about 15 years ago, so I do not recall the name of it. But from my childhood, I really like Conan. You know
Yeah.
Conan? Yeah,
Yes.
that one
Yes.
of my favorites.
Obviously.
Yeah, so whenever he happened to be somewhere, there's something wrong and somebody died because of him.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Right. So what is that about? And coincidentally, Connor is also come from Japan. So
Yep. 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 The book I read, actually, I find the book I just read a little bit familiar. Like I have seen this scene before, so I think that Conan has uh brought some like aspiration from this book because the book is written uh way before the Conan has been published.
hmm.
So it is like a crime that has been plotted to revenge for uh his girlfriend that like the let me see. So it's like a plotted crime in and like it is a series of uh a specific gram specific gram novels like it has a specific house like the house is very in each book is very um strange and weird and it is built by a specific architect. So this is the first book of this series and um let me see and it's also a how to say like let
That's all
me
right.
check a word. Yeah.
Take your time. Take your time. I'm not rushing. I'd rather you take time to think about what you want to say and be confident about it. Just
Yeah.
easy. Don't need to rush.
Yeah. Is it a serial murder, which means it's the culprit plotted to kill the killer plotted to kill sick men by bringing them to a isolated island with a house in it, a very specific house in it. House in it, like the architect has a very the architecture is very special because it's built like a decagon, like everything in it is decagon. Even the house, the room, the even the cups in this house is decagon, and they have their own rooms. And each day went by, uh, a person die in is the yeah.
Yeah.
So the murderer plotted to kill all of them to revenge for his girlfriend because the girlfriend is uh, dead because of those people.
Mm.
And I think it's not that entertainment. It's like it's ha it makes me think, and it makes me like wonder which of them is the murderer,
Hmm.
and it makes me think constantly and just investigate with them. And I think that any book that have me thought like that have me that make me think constantly is entertaining. It make my brain work. So yeah, this is the entertaining of this book.
Yep.
And after all, I my guess is wrong. So I think that's also yeah very
Why is very wrong?
interesting.
What did you guess? What did you guess? And then what the result? Why is went wrong?
Well, like after the day went by and each of them died, I have a different guess. But and even when there is only two of them left, I still like I still guess wrong. I guess the other one, but I guess one of them is doing all of this, but it's actually the other.
Hmm.
So and actually in this book, the police after knowing about this case also guess wrong. They guess the same person as mine, but it's actually the other that's been doing it all the time.
Hmm. It remind me back in the day when I used to read Sherlock Holmes.
Oh yeah,
The thing that I like about it the most is when they reintroduce or when home they try to explain something, it's actually using a fact and try to explain that, which is a bit. I know nowadays the reason why I'm stopped reading it is mostly because I don't have time, but second of all because the thing is, when you're watching a movie or when you read a manga, like when you read Conan, when you pay some attention to detail about their drawing, you can see that the author the author actually intentionally hide um, draw the detail according to the corporate world
yeah,
would do. But when you're reading a novel or something like that, in some way, the author actually
Carl.
hiding the detail that you're supposed to know. It really make me feel a bit annoying because you need to see the whole picture, the detail of the
Yeah,
character, for you to guess. But in here, the author actually hide it intentionally just to mislead you, which is annoying
yes,
me.
and especially if it's Sherlock Holmes, like he always supposed to know what we didn't know. And
Hmm.
when like he started his logic, like yeah, he started to tell everyone about the culprit. It's like he's knowing the thing that haven't happened before it.
Hmm.
And yeah, I know why you annoyed by it. We didn't know we did not knowing about all of this until he said the thing that he said.
Yeah. Um, what else? And I think the other thing that I actually feel it funny is Sherlock Holmes actually uh, not as accurate or as not as composure at his normal self when he have a girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
This is like it happens to every man. But anyway, my question is, why did you choose that book to read, and how many books that's similar to that you already read?
I think I can answer the latter question before I answer the first question.
Yep.
Actually, I find it familiar, but I still haven't found the reason why it is familiar to me. I just keep reading and I think that I have seen this film, scene before. I have seen the whole plot before, but if you must if something is similar to this book, and it's similar because it's supposed to be similar because it's intentional because the author intentionally mentioned the book that he's like he has this aspiration for this book is and then there were none of the book from Agatha Christie.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I still think that there is really more familiar to this book, but I still haven't found like when I read that familiar scene. I think if it's from Conan, but you know Conan is very long like, and they have several cases, so I actually don't know which cases that I find familiar to this book. And also the reason why I choose this book is because of the author, because I
Right,
always
that makes sense.
hear the name of the author, and everyone told me that the series is very interesting to read. So I think that I maybe I could give it a chance to read out of boredom, and yeah, I just did.
Hmm. How many friends of yours that have a similar hobby?
It's mostly my online friends. We have
Right.
yeah, my online friends. And I have a friend or two in real time that in real life that have the similar like hobbies to reading books as me. But it's just I think two of them. But online friends we have like several group chats about books. And even when it's just group chats of my friends, we still somehow have uh, the hobbies of reading books. It's just that the I think is the like the types of books that we read is somewhat different.
Hmm. How did you meet those friends? Well, in an online group, how do you start to meet them?
Well, there is something called a fandom because I'm also very much into
I know.
uh like yeah, so when you like you have obsessions over something like an anime, a manga like this because I'm also read and watch a lot of anime. So most of my friend is from the the community that like the anime and a manga with me as my and like when we meet in fandom in the community in an anime fandom and we started to talk and we started to find that have so much in common and so the friendship just go on even when yeah you
Hmm.
not I'm no longer in the fandom anymore and that's how almost all of my online friendships started.
Right. I'm curious between the friendship that you start online compared to the one that you have in real life. I'm curious which friendship do you think that you feel more closer to and it easier for you to open to, and why is that?
Oh yeah, well it's like each of them is precious to me in their own way.
Yeah, of
So
course.
I have I have habits. I don't know because many of my friends just do the same because like if I have a friendship in real life, we usually didn't chat. We usually didn't like if we don't miss each other, then we don't interact with each other at all. And it's only like when we meet each other and the
It sounds so
the
like me. Don't feel
yeah,
shy. It sounds so like me. I should have fucked that right.
we we don't chat at all like but when we meet in real life I just tell them stories and they
Hmm.
told me the stories and yeah, the communication went on for hours. But when we got home, we never
It's
chat or
gone.
we just
It's gone.
rarely chat. Yeah. And in for online friendships, I don't know because there's a lot of people that I met online that I haven't met them yet. So I
Hmm.
don't know if we go out with each other that we can chat we can talk normally like we are in online or not. But I think that if I have to share because like the thought of sharing is just in the moment. And do you
Mm.
not understand? Like, yeah, because I only feel like sharing in a moment or two. So, more often, I would share with my online friends because we chat all the time.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But when I met my friend in my real life friends, I sometimes we have a thing like this, some up stories about like the time that we haven't met each other. Like I have been through this and that and this and that, but it's just like a summary of what have I have been through, and it has not contain any uh it contain a little emotions in it, like because
Hmm.
I move on like this.
Another question now, I'm really curious. Do you think is time consuming for you to talk or to have a communication or to have a conversation with your online friend? Because, well, you have to text with them all the time, reply back and
Yeah,
forth, back and
I
forth.
know.
Do you think it's time consuming compared to the
Actually,
real friend? And yeah,
yeah, I
yeah, I'm just
know.
curious. I'm just curious. That's it.
I know, I know. Actually, we have a like mutual agreement that if I
Hmm.
don't feel like talking, I will not talk. Like they could just text to me anything that they like, and
Oh
when
yeah.
and if I don't feel like talking, I just not talk. And when I have the mood for talking, I just go on the chat and reply to all of them, and then start my story. So yeah, it's not that time consuming because if because they are my friends for a very long time, so they somehow know my habit that I will shut down if I don't feel like talking. So it's
Hmm.
like, yeah, so it's mostly also like a real life friend because yeah, we just meet when we want to. So it's not that time consuming for me.
This is news. I never know about this. Okay, I'm just curious. So, based on what you just told me, it sounds like you engage in a group conversation rather than one-on-one message in
Yeah.
chat. How does that work?
I engage in both. Like I have friends that we only just know each other, and I
Oh,
have a group of friends that we mutually know each other. So yeah, it's just like separated from each other. My friends don't know my other friends, and I am the only thing that work. That's like connect them. So
right.
and yeah, it's when on like what I just said. When I have the mood for talking to about something, I would find the people and the person that can talk to me about this, and I just
Mm.
completely ignore all of the the rest of them. And when I feel I'm in the mood to reply, I reply them. Yeah,
Mm.
that's like this. And yet, all of my friends, they on. I think that they just like have the agreement because if I text to my friends and they don't reply, I just ignore it and do my own things. And when they have the time or when they have the energy to text back to me, yeah,
Mm.
and we just said like text, yeah. So yeah, it's work like that. The group chat is mostly about updating about our life. Like they just test in it about anything that they feel like talking, and when the other reply
Mm.
about it. then we reply and we talk back or we just move on to a conversation. But somehow we all know that the other just read all of it. Yeah, I think it's about trust. I think so.
Yeah, I never. I really feel weird if I ever gonna do that. I have some group chat, but it's just there for some important information, and that's it.
Yeah.
I rarely engage in group chat. I don't know. I feel weird. Is that common among your age? I believe. Yeah. Oh, maybe because I'm just weird. Is that common among your age?
I don't know. I think that me and my friends are a little bit weird compared to each other, compared to the others. So it's mostly based on the culture of the group chat. I must say so
Mm.
because I I met so many people that they would be angry if you don't reply to them, or the fact that you are online, you posted so many things on your new feed and just don't reply to them. But for us, it's just common. Like,
This is so common, so common. I even remember back in the day when some of my friends got into trouble with their relationship just because of that. Some of the boyfriend go online, well, because boy and girl different. Boy, they just focus on what the thing that they like. They just comment, go into forum and this and that, leave a comment, have social, and somehow forgot to tag back to their girlfriend, and then they have a fight. It's just
uh,
so so funny.
nothing.
And I'm not sure if it's still happening. Is back when I was in high school, the issue that caused a fight between a couple is the girlfriend texts for about like 5 minutes and the boyfriend not
Yeah,
texting back, and the girlfriend gonna get angry. But
yeah,
on the other hand, when the boy texted the girl and the girl not texting back, the boy said, "Nah, fuck it. He should do something else." It's like
yeah,
treat
yeah,
like
yeah,
nothing. It's really annoying.
yeah.
It's really
Actually,
annoying.
the boyfriend doing is what my friends do to each other. This to each other, and we're totally fine with that. But yeah, I can guarantee you that still happen nowadays
Of
because I
course,
know a lot of my friends doing this.
it's drama. Why are they doing that anyway? I'm curious. Why? Yeah, just to be sure,
Yeah.
are you are you be able to explain it to me? Why girl doing that? I'm curious.
So, from the perspective of a
Right,
friend to the
right.
girls,
Okay.
actually they just do that because they like it, because they like to annoy the boys. Yeah, like they want to be, they want to be comforted. So they are not actually angry. I don't know if about the person that gets actually angry because I don't know about them. But for most of my friends, they don't actually get angry. They just do it for fun, like pretending to get angry at the boy and let him like comforted her in some way. Say I love you and or something. You just annoy the boy, something like that.
I'm not sure. I believe if you could be because you're at a young age, you have a different perspective. But have you heard about the story about the shift and no lamb?
Mhm.
Hang on, I suddenly forgot the English name of it. Cậu bé chăn cừu á.
Oh, yeah,
Surfeit or something.
but actually, as a group of
It's
friends that have some people in relationship, sometimes they test about like they pretending to be angry, and we the friends actually scold her scorn her to like, are you mad or something? But it's just a funny way to test your friend something.
Before I'm going down to my story, I just want to ask you, what do you think? Like, you should you do that or no, and why you shouldn't do that, or why you should do that?
I actually, if I'm in a relationship, I be like the boy, and I be like, if they don't text back to me, I just do my own thing, and when they text, we continue the conversation.
No,
Or if I don't feel
my
like, yeah,
my question is, should the girl do that? Should or should not? Should they do or shouldn't they not doing that?
I think it depends on the nature of
Hmm.
a relationship. I think what happens between relationships is if the two, the person, the people that engage in the relationship think is fine, then it's totally fine. So if the boy don't mind, if the boys also think that is a joke and they only have to comfort the girl or something, and like they totally don't mind about it, so I think it's okay to do that. It's just a silly thing about love. I don't know. But if they really get angry or annoyed by each other, then it's a thing that have to be worked out, or it's just a
Hmm.
red flag for the relationship, because I think that none of them is on the wrong side because they all have their own reason. So I think it's mostly about understanding each other. Yeah.
I totally agree with you on that. But my take on this is, if you do something and the other person feel don't mind about it, if you rethink about it, if you think it's wrong, you should not do it entirely. Does that make sense? For example, the story I'm about to talk with you is a surface with the lamb. The story is the boy to try to get the attention of
Yeah.
the
Okay.
village, right? The first time say,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, oh, there are wolf in the village, and they try to catch all the lamb or whatever, the
No.
cow or something like that. The villagers rush in to help the boy bring all the stuff, this, that. Like in the beginning, the whole village just comes to that just to help out the boy, but turn out it's a fact. Same thing happens. Second time, less people coming over, and they find out that it's still fake. Third time happened, only a couple turn up. Result, still same. He faked it out. And the last time, when the wolf actually enter and attack, well, the lamb and the cow, something like that, nobody come. He yell out for help, nobody come. Similar in this case, well, in the beginning, well, potentially the boy to try to treat the girl because, well, actually he loved him. He loved her. Stuff like that. Try to convince, oh, be don't wait, don't mind this, don't mind that. But if it keeps happening all the time, what do you think would happen?
Yeah. Actually, I understand this from this perspective,
Hmm.
but I still think that in a relationship, the most thing that we should do
Hmm.
is communicate. Like,
Of course.
if yeah, yeah, if before you totally don't mind about that, and after that you get annoyed because it happened too often, then
Yeah.
just talk. Then just tell tell the other person that, yeah, maybe you should put a little hard, like put a little talk on the
Yeah.
job and do something else, do something more creative or something like that. So, and if the other party don't listen, then maybe that's a problems of
Hmm.
communication, of not
Yeah.
understanding, and maybe they don't fit to each other anymore.
No, I think that the girls sometimes they understand it, they know it, but they want to establish some kind of a hierarchy in the relationship. If you know what I mean, they want to establish a hierarchy in there. Trust me,
I know.
they know, they know it, they know that. But anyway, so it's just a conversation. Okay, I think we should move on to a different
Yeah,
subject.
because I don't think that I could explain it to you in a very perfect sense, because I would not be the one who doing this.
Hmm.
I don't actually mind very much about the time that they reply to my conversation, my
Hmm.
test. I have so much thing to do. So actually, if
Exactly.
I'm in the case, I'm in that case, I would be like the boy. I just test, and if they don't reply, okay, I do my thing. And if I don't feel like reply, I would not reply.
Hmm. Okay, another question I'm gonna have is, was there any case that you guys have misunderstand when you communication online?
Let's
Like
see.
they misunderstand you and like become grumpy, get angry at you because of some misunderstanding, and compared to if it happened, and compared to the communication online with the communication in physical world, is that also happen as well, or it's rarer?
I have very few friends in real life.
Okay.
If yeah, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does.
But like if so actually I remember a case that happened years ago about a misunderstanding online
Hmm.
that actually until nowadays I still don't have don't have any idea about the reason why they get angry with me and like
Hmm.
broke up the relationship with me.
Hmm.
Until nowadays, I still don't figure it out. I still didn't know about what really happened during
Hmm.
this time. But like, but on real life, like I think it's only by nature because I'm not that approachable in real life.
Right.
It's because so most of the people that can get close to me is somewhat similar to me and somewhat understand me in some aspect, and we talk a lot, and I think that they understand that I treasure our friendship because they all that they because I treat them very different than other friends,
Hmm.
and I usually talk. I so I don't think that any of the friendship in real life of mine ended because of a misunderstanding. I don't think that we have misunderstanding before. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, that's good. It means that you're very clear in your communication. Well, I guess better than me. I people misunderstand me a lot, so that's why I'm asking that question.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Apart from thriller, I'm not sure what it is. This kind of category in book, do you have other category of book that you're
Hobbies?
reading? Yeah, no, I mean like you just
Books?
mentioned that you're reading a book about crime,
Yeah.
investigation, or something like that. Do you have a different um, gens? I'm not sure if I'm
Yeah.
saying that correctly. Do you have
The
different
genres.
gens? Yeah, genres.
Genres.
Gens.
Actually, gram books is something that I'm not very often. I don't really read it often. But
Mm-hmm.
my main take on books is classic book, and
What?
yeah, classic
Gossip?
books,
Classic? Oh,
classic,
classic.
classic.
Jesus. You know what? I heard gossip.
I know
Classic. Oh, Jesus.
classic,
Oh.
yeah, classic, and like books that write about social the 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 social issues, like what happened nowadays or something like that. That's what I usually read. Um, so compared to them, gram books is somewhat entertaining than what I read normally because the books that I usually read have a very heavy, somewhat heavy theme, like yeah, abuse or uh, something emotional theme that guilt or something like that. And I just read historical fiction.
What? Historical fiction? That doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
we like
Historical and fiction do not marry. Do you not have
like
non-fiction?
yeah.
Well, you when you talk about history, historical something is happening in the past. When it happened in the past, it's non-fiction. Fiction is about sci-fi, something people just made up. So
I
when you
don't know
men
because
so when you
oh yeah.
mention about historical non-fiction, it it not married with each other.
Actually, I don't know because
Can you
it
give me
is
an example? Can you give me a title?
it's mostly about like historical fictions that have the historical materials in it like uh let's see if I remember the names in uh like I don't remember the name in English.
Yeah. Just want to make sure that I get it right, though,
Okay.
because yeah, historical is fact. Well, when you
Yeah, I
mention
know.
the title like that, in fiction is something is not real.
The like the Three Musketeers, like the fictions of Alexander Dumas or
Right, the Three Musketeers novel.
the
That
three.
that fiction, that novel, that is a fiction book. It's not history.
Actually,
That not history book.
I don't know because I when I searched the word historical fictions, it has it has
Right, it's actually saying here, James, historical novel.
yeah
Could
historical no
it could mean that is like this novel is just way too old.
yeah
Historical fiction. So now it could. So yeah, actually it's a historical fiction. So now is something that I did not know. No.
I actually because it's like norms that used a lot in the like among people that read books. So I never think about like that's not something against like that's not something not that's not normal. But I do try to read some historical nonfiction as well about
Right.
history. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just saying here historical fiction is a literary genre where fictional narratives are set in the past, incorporating in real historical events. So it's kind of mixed
Yep.
between real and fact.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you teach me something that I did not know. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Right. So you mentioned about you read a book about about nowadays issue. Do you have
Yeah.
any issue in mind that you want to talk about, or you think that is the biggest issue at the moment?
The biggest issues is the most
Well,
in the
in your opinion, in your opinion,
wow.
doesn't matter.
Wow. That's
It could be biggest or second biggest or third biggest or the thing that you think about the most.
so I think I would talk about the theme that I usually choose to read about. Like if it happened, if
Mm.
it the book contain that theme, I would definitely choose it. Is I don't know, but it's like identical crisis,
Identical crisis.
like crisis. Like let's see if I use this theme right or not. Yeah, identity, identity
Identity crisis.
crisis. Okay, I used. So it's like struggle with your own self and trying to make peace with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a very uh interesting. Can I use this word? Like interesting issue to take on and
Yep.
write a fiction. And I am in fact very into that. Uh, team because I think that's somewhat happened in any everyone. I think so because yeah, it's happening like in everyone at a specific phase in their life. So and it happened like in individual. It's
Can you
very personal.
can you just give me a first definition what is identity crisis and why everybody facing that crisis at the moment?
I think that is the lost in finding who you are. Like you fail at knowing that who you are at that moment and where and your place in the world in in general. I think so. It's a lost feeling about your own self and the struggle against uh your own. Actually, I never like given a definition by word. I never talked about this before. Actually, I just pick a book because it has a theme that I like and never think about why I like it and why I want
Right.
to read the book. This book.
Okay, so just first of all, let's say if you read a book, if you can give it a definition of a term of something, it will stuck with you and you're gonna understand that thing better. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of giving a definition, can you give me an example?
So
For example.
I read a story. Actually, I think it's very light. It's a very light take on this theme, on on this theme, but I think it's relevant
Mm-hmm.
about a pilot. Like do I like read the word right? A pilot. Like
Pilot, yeah. Yeah,
yeah, a
that's
pilot.
correct.
Actually, he's a man who's trying to be a pilot,
Right.
especially a very brilliant pilot that can be included in a very specific group. But actually, after I read this book, I still haven't figured out yet the group, what is the group about. So it's just like his dream is to get into the brilliant, the top of top, a very top tire pilot.
Right.
And actually, he do it. He worked very hard on towards his dream. His dream is everything in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
So and uh, at the end, he got accepted into that top tier pilot, and it's just like one day before he got to have the title of that top tier pilot, but then he got into a car accident
Oh,
and
no. Oh no.
he got into a car accident and the accident that like fortunately it didn't have the long-term effect on his body. Like after all, he still can walk, he still can do anything. It didn't have the long-term damage, but it's not good enough to be accepted as a pilot anymore because you know
Yep.
the qualification,
The
how
requirement of
hard uh,
the
the
physical
requirement.
requirement.
Yeah, that's it. So he's not uh, qualified anymore, and he have to be transferred into another groups, another like another to be transferred into do another thing. They have to do another thing. It's
Right.
still in
In a different
the
department, you can say transfer
yeah
to
yeah
different department. They can do
yeah.
ground, air,
He got to
control
do the
traffic, or
media.
maintenance
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. He he's never got. to fly anymore.
Right.
And so he's very lost in this because this dream is
Crush.
the yeah, yeah he's very lost in it because this dream is everything that he has ever minded about and he worked very hard and now everything just crushed. The dream just crushed in just a car accident and he's not knowing of what to do with his life anymore and the book is about the he slowly accepted his inability to be able to reach the dream and actually know and find out another dream to in his life, a way that he still could fly without getting to the plane and being a pilot. Yeah, this book that was his book about.
How did he plan without being a pilot? Just go into economy
It's
air
just a
class? Just
metaphor. It's just a metaphor
right,
image
right,
image
right.
because he's got to be in the like something like media of
Mm-hmm.
the Air Force
Yep.
and he has a job to like advertise or something or like bring the Air Force nearer to the people, to the
Right.
normal people, to the public,
Hmm.
and that's how. And slowly he accepted that he cannot fly, but he can also help the friends in the pilots fly and be recognized, be loved by the public. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how he fly in his own mind. And like he slowly comes to love his job.
Right.
Just yeah.
So why do you think it's happened a lot nowadays and it common? You
I
mentioned
just
that nowadays
yeah,
will also happen with a lot of people. A lot of people also have identity crisis. Why do you think that's the case?
actually I think it's because of very many like reasons. But first of all, the rise of technology that actually I don't think it's a bad idea, but like the rise of technology and the fact that you got to go to social media and social media is a very
Hmm.
um yeah, it's a place that could harm you. It's just like could harm you or benefit you if you use it right or wrong, depending on you use it right or wrong. So
Yeah.
my own experiences with social media is if you don't know who you are in a very clear sense, when you got to social media and you got to see so many people no like success in their life, somehow you lost could lose your sense of self and you could like go with trend fear of missing out and doing things that's not you anymore.
Yeah.
And also in the normal days life I think we somehow very we somehow is not very close to each other to communicate.
Hmm.
Somehow it's very hard to communicate at especially about topics, deep
Right.
topics anymore. So it's really hard to share emotions or something like this, and somehow it could cause mental harm to the
Yep.
person. It could harm the men. Yeah. So I think that's why in my opinions and from my own experience, I think that many people could feel lost in the modern day.
Why do you think it's like that?
Yeah,
Why do you think that is the case?
because I think that we do not and cannot get help in today. I think so.
What do you mean by that?
Like, we cannot. Call for help. I think
I think, well, this is my personal opinion, is because we live in a really comfortable way and we take things for granted and we just have access to many information and we do not know how to deal with it. To
yeah.
compare to your life right now to the life of your parent or grandparent or the people before that, do you think your life right now is worse than them?
Actually, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Why? Ah, no. So you don't think your life right now is worse than your parent and the people before? Is that okay?
Actually, I think my take on it is we all have the struggle in
Yeah.
each of the generations. So actually, I don't do comparison a lot in my
Yep.
opinion. Like it can deal with their problems.
No, I
Yeah,
mean I mean that the preparation for when you start growing up, it help you face with the problem. So if you look back at your parent, grandparent, or the older generation, or some stuff like that, they being raised in a really hard condition. Really, I'm
yeah,
saying really, really harsh condition, and they being prepared to deal with that situation. And when they get older, things start a bit, I'm not saying smooth, but it's smoother. They can deal with a lot of tough situation. But with us right now, because well, our parents don't want us to be working hard or something like that, and we just live in really not really comfortable, but like in a comfortable condition, and we're not being exposed or made to be exposed to a harsh condition tough enough to prepare ourselves. And when older, so like we don't have that resistance in our system, in our mind. So when we getting older and now we're suddenly being faced with the harsh reality, it's really hard, and it's like it make a lot of struggle for us to face with it. Does that make sense?
I know. I
Yeah.
understand what you mean.
So for example, back in the day, for you to like have clean water, have to like maybe just cooking rice or something like that, you have to go to a really long process. You have to, I don't know, make fire, burn water, boiling water, let it cool down to kill all the bacteria. But now we just turn the tap. So, I don't know, 20 years, maybe 30 years ago, I don't think, maybe 40 years ago, you don't have the luxury of turn on the tap to they have the hot water. And in Europe, they in even how you have like sick people, they have a bathtub, and I think the younger one take the bath first, and then follow up with the junior, and then the
Ah,
oldest person take it later. Now you turn on the tap, you can have clean hot water shower. You just go in there, have a shower, go in there, really comfortable. And sometimes we just take it for granted. Well, I'm not blaming them. Um, yeah, and it's just because of something like that. It's make us a bit softer. It just make a bit less resistant to a harder condition or harsh condition. Another thing is that I was about to mention, but I forgot. It pops up to my mind, but I just want to clear out my conversation, and I suddenly forgot about it. Hmm. Oh, okay, and another thing that if you do a research back in the day, 19 or something, 90% of us are poor.
yeah.
Now we're like only about 10% of us are poor. So you see it's really weird, right? It's really weird. We live in a more comfortable condition. We have more technology. We have access to the a lot of information, but somehow we really struggle. I'm not saying most of it, like the majority of people really struggle with their life at the moment. It's weird, right? So that my take on it.
But actually, I think that it's not like it doesn't happen back in the old days, but back in the old days, we're just busy with the physical condition. How to say it? Like the physical, like with when do we get to eat? When do we get? How do we get enough money to
Yep.
live another day?
Yep.
So actually, everything about
Mm.
emotions it is pushed aside because it does not need.
Matter.
It doesn't matter in this very harsh condition.
Mm-hmm.
And and also I think that many people suffer with it, but they choose to bottle it up, like because it does not matter. If
Mm-hmm.
you don't, if you stop the emotion whenever you feel it does not matter. But yeah, I think it's also because of the comfortable condition we have nowadays that we started to notice more about the feelings, the emotions, something.
Yep.
So I think I think that it's not a very bad thing that we struggle right now because struggle means you don't struggling means you have problems and you don't find the solution yet.
Mm.
So I think it's like the emotion the emotional issues is come to the surface right now because the let's be search for the
The one of the psychologists. This is really I didn't know really actually when he actually saying this thing. I noted that I was surprised by that. So he's saying that the more you pay attention about your feeling, the more lost you're gonna feel.
yeah.
And the more you start to helping other, the better you're gonna feel. Does that make sense?
The more you start to helping others,
Yep.
uh,
But they have to
yeah,
be balanced. It have to be balanced, right? So remember
yeah,
when you actually start to do something nice to other people and just remember that feeling. It's feel good.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
all the time. Not all the time. Some people, when you help them, they just like
I know.
turn
Oh,
around, bite you in the ass, like fuck.
yeah, that's
But yeah, it's like the more you actually pay attention to your feeling and pay attention about what you owe and what you not owe, the more you're feeling lost. See,
mm,
you can say to yourself before you don't have to pay attention about your emotion. Now you have the luxury to pay more attention about your feeling. You feel more lost. And honestly, this I just recently, maybe not, just heard that a lot of people feeling upset because I did not get this. I did not get that. I should
ah,
be
I
entitled
know,
for this. I should be entitled for that. It
I
makes
know.
them feel upset. Yeah. But if I don't know, if you don't really pay attention, the thing that I worry, the thing that I fear the most is that I'm being poor and then I cannot support my family. That's it. That the fear that I have. I don't want to be the richest man alive because if
Yeah,
oh my god, it's a lot of stress I have to deal with that. So it's just the most the thing that I fear the most just being poor. That's it. But anyway, it's just a bit down in our conversation. Um, okay, so I forgot to ask what is the thing that you fear the most?
it's the thing that I fear the most.
Hmm.
I receive this question a lot, and I still like each of them. I pick another thing, so I don't really know what I fear the most in life.
Hmm.
Let's see. Sometimes I could say that um I I fear that I hurt people that are close to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
Well,
a
that
very
part of
very
life
good feeling.
you're gonna
Yeah.
do is some point in your life. Sometimes you have to intentionally do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes you
but
have to intentionally do it
yeah,
just to make them better.
that's the thing that I like. I I struggle with the most because I have a bad habit when when my friend or when just people in my life that close to me that I consider precious to me do we have a conflict.
Hmm.
Usually I don't get angry at them but at myself because I usually have the bad habit to blame the put the blame on myself.
Right.
But yeah, but sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes it's not really your fault to that they do bad things to you. So yeah, that's but I
Yeah.
think after all, what I fear the most is I lose my precious ones, but it's because of me. Like I am the reason why they chose to leave, something like that.
Yeah. Well, that for you to figure it out. I'll just ask the question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I think that when I am aware of it, it's because my like the rational part of me is constantly telling me that it's wrong to do so, but I still do it. So I think that it would have take a life turning event in my life to figure it out
Yeah.
that that's not the case.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to figure it out yourself. A lot of cases could be right to one person, but sometimes it could be wrong to another person. So
Yeah,
it's just you that you have to draw out the lessons for yourself to learn it.
yeah.
Hmm. I asked you a lot of questions, and we go toward the end of our session. Do you have any question for me?
Well, what is the topic that you usually enjoy most when talk about?
Oh, it's exactly like this. Whenever I have a session, I'll go freestyle. I'll kind of ask a lot of questions to the student. My goal is not saying all the things that I know to you guys. My goal is just make you feel comfortable to speak English to me. And the best way for you guys to do it, to talking about the thing that you like the most. So that's it. And generally, I really enjoy listening to people telling stuff to me. So if I'm taking note of what you just told me, just in case like you're gonna book a session with me later on. I do that with all of other students as well, other people as well,
Oh,
not just you. So yeah, any practice is in here that I'm kind of practice myself to ask the right question
oh
and
yeah,
carry on forward with a conversation because normally I'm not really good with conversation. I'm
yeah,
really I'm an introvert person. Yeah, you
me
know what I
too.
mean. So
Yeah.
anyway, any other question that you want to ask or during our session was there something that I say that you do not understand but you scared or afraid to ask me?
That's right. I understand you perfectly, so it's not the case. But I have
Okay.
one question that's like
Okay.
other teachers ask me about this, but I never asked back. Like ask one of them about this, but why you choose Aveda Vietnam?
Yeah, so as I'm saying earlier, so in the beginning, I was
Yeah,
again not in the right place and I was under a lot of pressure. And I tried to find something volunteer to do just to release the stress and just find something good to do.
yeah,
Um, because most of the time, I'm not really. No, let's move away from that subject. I choose a better Vietnam to help with because I want to again in the beginning when I came to Australia, a lot of people helped me, and I'm kind of return the favor. Second of all, it's really easy for me to do it here because I only make myself available at the time that I choose, and it's online. I'll just sit on my desk, just have a conversation like this. And also, I wanted to practice, as I mentioned earlier, how to ask the right question, be a bit patient, explain things clear.
Yeah.
Um, uh, pay, not really. How should I say that? Yeah, well, just stop it like that. So ask the right question, understand people a bit better,
Yeah.
and help you guys feel more comfortable and confident in speaking English.
Yeah.
And I try to stop my bad habit to jump into the conversation after a person just mentioned something. Oh, I know that one. No, I need to practice that.
Ah,
Sit, listen, listen to the conversation, ask whatever you don't understand, and then give out the idea later if it need to be. It
yeah.
need not to
Listening
be.
skill.
Keep it to myself. Listening skill. Yeah.
What do you think about me after we have a conversation?
No, you're doing good. You have a lot of vocab by the sound of it. You got good habit, reading book, something like that. The other thing that I should recommend is just you're an introvert. So as an introvert to another introvert, so have try to make more friends, but choose the right friends. And sometimes quality is better than quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
that's it.
you.
All right. Yeah, I have a really good session today with you. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.
See you.